Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Magas, and I'm here to do the commentary for the RCG RaceRoom Global Challenge. This is server number 3, and the basic deal here is that this is a qualifying event that will lead to the eventual championship. And I do apologize if I get anyone's name wrong during the course of this commentary. A lot of new names, such as Antonio Moncada or Moncada. I don't know which. And the cars here are the WTCR cars that are relatively new to RaceRoom in the sense that they've just gotten a facelift with new, slightly updated options and also liveries. But of course, the World Touring Car WTCC and then WTCR have been, of course, a foundation of RaceRoom for some time. These are front engine cars that to be honest, are a little bit more relatable to everyone. You got brands like Hyundai, Audi, Cupra, Lincoln Co., which is the former Volvo brand, Volkswagen, Honda, Alfa Romeo. So largely a lot of stuff that you might actually have raced, or not raced, but driven across your real life. Federico Vaz, I recommend you. This is a multi-community event with something like 18 communities involved. Some that we know well here in ESR, RWB, Tugas, Esports Racing Argentina, and some that are new to me. It looks like we'll have a Zengo Motorsport car on pole with Philip Kilman, Dennis Johnson, Miroslav Krejci, Antonio Moncada, Arthur Fakach. And then I am not even going to try and say number 6's first name, but Stadnik is the last name. Magic Kaschuk, Steve Davison, Gaston Lecurzi, and Brett Bowman, your top 10 here in this particular server. We are at the Imola Grand Prix circuit, famous Formula One home to the San Marino Grand Prix, as well as I do believe at one point or another the Italian Grand Prix probably was held here as well. Basically, the second largest track in Italy after Monza, the Temple of Speed, and an often inclusion in many world championships and significant European championships as well. There is your details on the track temperature, the air temperature, the wind, and of course, we are looking at a sunny and dry race here today. This will be a 2-race event, and I don't believe that there's any pit stops to worry about. But we may find out. So we got a little bit of a warm up here. Everyone getting to adjust their tire temperatures, get ready for the race here at the last bit. And we'll see how this gets rolling. Of course, this is a lot less dynamic in terms of weather than Assetto Corsa Competizione, which has been my usual commentary. Well, not really. I'd say RaceRoom and ACC are still very much 50-50 in terms of commentary for myself. We got GT4 World Tour commentary, hopefully coming up a little bit later this week, but there does appear to be an issue with the initial recording, and we'll see what goes on with that. So, do not have Mr. Byron Dirksen with me today because it would have taken a fairly long time to get the dynamic duo together for this commentary, such as the issues of one of us living on the opposite coast of the other one. He's off in Pacific time zone, I'm Eastern time zone, so the 3-hour gap does make it a little bit hard to find a suitable time for both commentators to participate in the commentary. A lot of nice liveries here with the newcomers. I really like this Come To You Racing livery here in the Audi, driven by Dennis Johnson. I like that. It's eye-catching, stands out. Gotta love the classic all-ankle Honda. This livery, of course, is familiar to anyone who's into touring cars or World Rallycross. All Ankle has been a long-time sponsor of various options and racing endeavors of Rene Munich, one of the ultimate gentleman drivers of real life motorsport, although this one appears to be Esteban Guerri's car. Up ahead of him is the Volkswagen. Not sure who is driving that at this time. And of course, I do love the green Zengo Cooper liveries. Very, very nice as well. Grid is forming up here, and we'll be ready to roll here at Imola through the various Villeneuve Chicane, the Variante Alta, Tamburello, of course, Aqua Minerale. It's a very interesting track. Not a ton of great overtaking opportunities, but there is overtaking opportunities if you're bold enough. This is definitely a track that favors, I think, the bold when it comes down to it. And the grid is forming up here, getting ready to go. Very boring black car back there, number 34. A couple Alfa Romeos I see, and we are ready to get this rolling here. Kilman or Kyleman will lead from the pole position for this 30-minute race. Looks like a jump start from fourth place, Antonio Moncada. These, of course, are the launch control cars in RaceRoom, which means it is possible to jump the start. It looks like Kilman's gotten off in the lead, although Dennis Johnson in the mix as well as Fakash there in the top three. Moncada, of course, we'll see. Oh, we got some lag going on in the midfield there. I saw some contacts leading into Tamburello. Kilman getting a slowdown penalty along with Krejci for abuse of track limits as we ride with, I don't know how to say your name, apology, but Van Volvelda? Velda? The Sebastian Loeb Racing Volkswagen, I believe it's a Golf. As Raymond Kitty and Raimondo, didn't catch the last name, Magliolo, falling back. Steve Davidson as well at the back, so problems there for him, as well as Ricardo Costa, potentially. Magic Kazchuk in 7th place in the Lincoln Co. We'll see if he can get further up the pecking order as the race continues. Brett Bowman had a really good start. I think he started down in 10th place. He's up to 5th. So fantastic start there from the Hyundai driver. Kilman still leading from Johnson, Fokash, Gaston Lecurzi, Bowman, Van Vovelda, Magic Kazchuk, Miroslav Krejci, Frederico Vaz, and Rupp, your top 10 at the moment. There is Brett Bowman in the Hyundai. A couple slowdown penalties coming up, but shouldn't be too much. Expect a lot of those. This is a track with a couple of areas that are really going to lead to a lot of cuts, as Bowman losing his spot there to Veldi, and Magic Kazchuk looking at the back as well, and he's going to go through as well as Bowman slides wide. Somebody very slow on the apex there as well. Not sure who that is. I think that's Fokash. Or, let me look at the name. Foxash? We'll go with Foxash. That's what I'm thinking it is. Arthur Foxash in the 28 car there. Getting overtaken by a couple. I'm not sure if he messed up or if he got a track cut penalty that may have cut his engine. I'm not sure which. But he had problems there through Rivasa, as he is now battling side by side with Magic Kazchuk. Kazchuk giving him a little shove in the Lincoln Co. car. Holding off Foxash for now. Battle for 7th place. Krejci's up to 5th. And up front, it does look like this is between Kilman and Johnson, as they have opened up a 2.6 second gap back to Gaston Lecurzi in 3rd place. Slowdown penalty for Stefano Tulu as well through the field. Stadnik in 13th place. Looks like he's shoving it around with the aforementioned Stefano Tulu. See what he can do. OTL Stone Stig 15th place here in the Cupra Zengo, or the Zengo Cupra, I should say. Making a move there on Tulu, who fights hard back and holds on through Aqua Minerale to that 14th place. The battle will continue. The gap at the front is growing. Lecurzi is now over 3 seconds off the top 2. Has a good bit of chunk back to the 4th place car, though. As OTL Stone Stig may be losing a spot here to DeMaio in the Peugeot. And indeed he does. It is DeMaio into 15th position. Foxash once again picking up a slowdown penalty. Oh no! DeMaio getting very sideways. A lot of ping going on here, I think. Old OTL Stone Stig getting the spot back there under pressure from Van der Vaart. Miroslav Krejci looking to make a move here into 4th place in the Alfa Romeo against the Volkswagen of Van Volveldi. Krejci picking up a slowdown penalty there for track limit abuse once again. So that will slow him down. You can see the top three have kind of gotten away. Kilman, Johnson, and Lecurzi up front, doing an excellent job keeping it nice and clean. And behind there is the Hyundai of Federico Vaz. I know Vaz pretty well. He's a very strong driver. Be interested to see what he can do there. Then it's Kaschuk, Foxash, Bowman, and Trivelato. Now the top 10 as Rupp slides backwards. Looks like DeMaio is still going in 19th place despite the contact earlier on. On board with Federico Vaz, looking for the overtake into Aqua Minerale on Krejci, but nothing doing at the moment, as the Brazilian trails the Czech driver and the Dutchman up front in 4th place. Kilman still leading by 1.2 seconds. They now have a 5-second gap back to Gaston Lecurzi in 3rd place. Brett Bowman trying to hang on there. We saw him up a little, notably higher in the top 5 earlier on. Now on the tail of Foxash and ahead of Trivelato, who's coming from way back. Zachary Wolf up in 18th place, and if so, a round of applause for the one of the ESR bronze drivers making a decent run here. Vaz looking to make the move here into 5th place against Krejci. And further back, Damiano? Mara pressuring, I believe that is Rupp, the Alfa Romeo. Nope, Trivelato, actually. Rupp falling way back. Yeah, connection glitch there. Mara moving into 9th place, overtaking Trivelato. And he'll try to set up the road after Brett Bowman after this. So Kilman still leading from Johnson, Lecurzi, Van Valletta, Vaz, Krejci, Kaschuk, Bowman, Mara, and Trivelato. Your top 10. Never mind, Trivelato in the Alfa Romeo getting spun out there coming out of Villeneuve. And I'm not sure what happened there. But he has dropped down. Brett Bowman has dropped down behind both Mara and Stadnik, down to 10th place for the Hyundai Racer. Back to where he qualified, but it's been an unfortunate race. A very good start has come to nothing as he heads through Aqua Minerale. Steve Davidson picking up a track limit abuse penalty, as does Brett Bowman. Doesn't take much, really. You kind of saw where Bowman went. That was not a line you wouldn't, not really a cut even. Also, Raymond City picking up some track limit abuse as well. So Kilman, Johnson now 5 seconds apart. Lecurzi's made some ground on Dennis Johnson, so maybe we'll see that get down a little bit more. And then there's a good fight going on for 4th place between Volaveldi, Vaz, and Krejci. Ride with Krejci as he looks to make a move on the Volkswagen. A little bit of contact there, but nothing too bad. These cars are a little bit more contact heavy and capable than what you'd see in Formula One or even something like GT racing. The front wheel nature and more robust abilities lead to them being fairly more. I suppose I could share the story I've shared before of back when Citroen was entering the WTCC, the predecessor to the WTCR series. They spent a full day at the test track with drivers Sebastian Loeb, Yvonne Muller, Jose Maria Lopez, and a test driver whose name I cannot remember. It was a Frenchman, if that helps. And they were just basically ramming the Citroens against each other, trying to break the wheels to see for stability, because that's the kind of racing, the kind of rubbing is racing mentality that you do get within the touring car fields. Jasper Van der Vaart slow down penalty for track limit abuse. This is continuing to abuse track limits, so he is been a little bit naughty. Brett Bowman also picking up one as well. So it is still Kilman, Johnson, Lecurzi, Volveldi, Vaz, Krejci, Kaschuk, Mara, Stadnik, and Bowman, your top 10. Gilman continues to extend his lead up to 6.3 seconds. Johnson is now also gapping Gaston Leclerc. Not much going there. Brett Bowman losing a spot there to OTL Stone Stig, who moves into the top 10 for the first time. Today, he's been at the center of a lot of action and has done a good job of keeping things going. Brett Bowman's car behaving kind of oddly there. A weird line. Steve Davidson trying to come through the field. That is in the Renault, in the black livery. Van der Vaart on his tail. And looking to make a move here into Tamburello. Got the inside of turn 1. Davidson still trying to hang on. And he does. The Renault remains ahead for the time being in 13th place. And somebody's off there. That's Brett Bowman dropping back through the order. So more problems for Bowman. Looks like a man capable of great speed, but maybe the consistency not quite there at this time. So Davidson up to 12th place. And we pick up OTL Stone Stig, who's in a battle with Mara and Stadnik. Both trying to hang on to their 8th and 9th place. Stone Stig looking to move up in the world here. We'll see what he can do. I'm actually kind of curious where Antonio Moncada is up to 17th place after serving a drive-through penalty for a jump start. He's come back through the grid fairly nicely, actually. So credit to him. Continue to ride with OTL Stone Stig here as we approach the halfway point of the race number 1. And we, of course, have a second race. I don't know if there's any... Apologies if there's any noise in the background. It sounds like somebody is moving a table or something upstairs. Wojciech Stadnik. That's what I'm going to go with. Running in 8th place. Oh, Ivatro. That's a nice name. I like that. Mara versus OTL Stone Stig for 9th place. And further up, it's Giuliano Van Velde, who's lost a spot to Federico Vaz up into 4th place for the Hyundai driver. Hyundai, one of the stronger cars, I think, in this field, although there is a great deal of parity within the WTCR ranks. Oh, that is not the track, Giuliano. That's going to cost him some spots. Magic Kaschuk as well as Miroslav Krejci moving up a spot into 5th and 6th place. Well, OTL Stone Stig is finding himself at the ire of the stewarding crew for track limits. Still running in 10th place. Arthur Foxash has fallen back down to 18th place. I'm not sure what has happened there. Be interesting if we get a look at that. Him along with Brett Bowman are two of the bigger fallers at the moment. Moncada up to 16th place now. DeMaio has fallen back. We've, I think, lost a couple of cars, judging by the fact that we're seeing laps of disadvantage for Maglioli, Ricardo Costa, Rupp, Tullio, Mauricio Delgado, Pitton, Basso, Bauchio, and De Silva Souza. So a couple of cars have been lost, I think, at this point. And it looks like we may be down to about 19 cars still running. OTL Stone Stig looking to make up ground here against Mara. Steve Davidson picking up a track limit abuse penalty back there in 12th place. You see him in the red or the black Renault tracking down the Alfa Romeo of Irvando Trevelletto. Oh, somebody moving very, very slowly there. That's an Alfa Romeo. I'm not sure who that is. Could be... It's not Zach Wolf. The gap is not large enough. Maybe somebody down a lap? I don't know. Not sure. Not sure what's up with that. As we pick up Ramon City, battling with Moncada, the all-ankle Honda, who qualified up in 4th place. Sadly jumped the start and is back in 15th place, been carving his way through the field. Steve Davidson. 11-second gap, by the way, at the front. Kilman looking very, very strong at the moment. I've raced against Dennis Johnson. He's a quality racer, so to see him getting put to the woodshed by this does speak highly of Kilman's abilities. Slowdown penalty for third place, Gaston Lecurzi. And Steve Davidson continues to put the pressure on Trivellato. And OTL Stone Stig not too far up the road, along with Mara. Stadnik has gotten away from that battle between Mara and OTL Stone Stig, so Stone Stig and Mara battling has cost them some time and has worked to the benefit of Stadnik. Considerably Magic Kazchuk and Miroslav Krejci both overtaking Federico Vaz. Hopefully he's not... there he is on the track still, so maybe had an off moment. And is now battling with Giuliano Van Velde. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that name. I do apologize. Again, if any of these names are being pronounced incorrectly, please feel free to let me know. As for now, anyways, Vaz hangs on to 6th place. Davidson's lost a spot to Jasper Vandervaart. Not sure what happened there. Moncada and Brett Bowman behind him. Will be interesting to see if they can catch him. Then it's City, Wolf, Fox Ash, and DeMaio that we know are running, although I suspect that Magliolo is still running based on the fact that we saw some Alfa Romeos getting we saw an Alfa Romeo getting lapped, so I think he's probably still around. Here is Arthur Fox Ash battling with Zachary Wolf over 17th place. And back into the top 10 with OTL Stone Stig, trailing Mara. 4th position. Oh, somebody is off. That is Marco De Maio in the Peugeot. Rejoining. It's been a rough day for him. He was much higher up at one point, but currently runs in 19th place, and I believe is the last place car on the lead lap. Steve Davidson still eyeing a potential overtake on Jasper Vandervaart. Somebody went off there in Ravaza and kicked up a bunch of stuff, but doesn't look like there's anyone falling through the ranks, so looks like they're okay. As we look at Magic Kazchuk. Oh, somebody is off. One of the Alphas. That's Trivellato, I think. As Jasper Vandervaart and Steve Davidson overtake him. So problems for Trivellato again. Hopefully he can continue on. Magic Kazchuk on the tail of Krejci. Federico Vaz in behind him. And ahead of them is the currently podium running Gaston Lecurzi, who had a good lead over this bunch, and it's surprising to see them battling so hard but catching up. Lecurzi now only 1.3 ahead as Mara once again outfights OTL Stone Stig through Variante Villeneuve. It is not over yet. There is the Stone Stig. But it will be Mara hanging on to 9th place, at least for now. Run up to Piratella. Kilman picking up a slowdown penalty well in the lead. Interesting. OTL Stone Stig. Oh, contact by Mara. Wide through Piratella. But it looks like Stone Stig will hang on to 9th place. At least for now. And I may have cast a curse to, but he does hang on again. Despite a little sideways moment there from Aqua Minerali. Somebody getting very, very wide there. I believe that was Jasper Vandervaart. Way off at Aqua Minerali. Variante Alta, the suspension buster, as it is known. Damiano Mara running in 10th place. There is the man of danger, Antonio Moncada. jumped the start, and as a result, wasted a P4 qualifying effort. But he is in a long trail of cars here that basically goes up to 11th place. Jasper Vandervaart, Davidson, Trivelato, Bowman all in the mix there. We'll see if he can make up that ground and maybe, just maybe, make a late lunge for the top 10 here with 10 minutes to go. There he is, making the move on Bowman, although I think that was more of a mistake by Brett Bowman than a move by Moncada, although Moncada apparently did violate track limits. I feel like in real life he might be asked to give that position back, but I think Bowman's mistake predated the track cut. Does look like he is giving that spot back though, so interesting. This is kind of the group that feels a little bit like the could have been group, with Moncada qualifying fourth, Bowman running as high as fifth at one point, and Trivelato in the Alfa Romeo there also had been running in the top 10 for a while and is now back in 13th place. So interesting to see these guys trying to crawl back through the field. It's like Steve Davidson's looking for a move there on Vandervaart. Nothing coming for it at the moment there through Variante Alta. Bowman still hanging on against Moncada back there in 14th place. Update at the front. Kilman now up to a 15.5 second lead, and Miroslav Krejci going for that podium against Gaston Lecurzi. Lecurzi hanging on for now in the Cupra. Two Cupras on the podium. Interesting. Not considered one of the big power brands of the field. These two have gotten away from Magic Kazchuk. He's back in 5th place. Somebody is very off there. That is Damiano Mara, who was running in the top 10. Very, very off at Tamburello. Interesting to see what happened to him. Moncada also gets past Bowman into 13th place. And there is the battle for 16th now, convening between Mara and Foxash, who is another one of those could have been top runners, was running in the top 10 early in the race and fell back considerably. Bowman has not given up on this against Moncada yet. They are battling into Piratella, and Bowman, oh boy, big slide moment. Looked like he might have been battling a bit of lag there coming off of Moncada's car, because Moncada disappeared, at least briefly. And that may have set Bowman off on his approach to Piratella. Trivelato has claimed a spot, overtaking Steve Davidson for 11th place. Top 10 is just ahead of him in the form of Vandervaart. Looks like they're coming up to lap someone, because that could actually be OTL Stone Stig, who's just kind of fallen back into their clutches. Interesting. So Lecurzi still hanging on against Krejci there for 3rd place, as we are down to a little under 7 minutes to go. Judging by the lap times of 150s, that'll probably translate to about 4 laps of action here. Imola a lot longer than I'm used to dealing with. Of course, we got 3D Speed visiting Imola coming next Wednesday. Not tomorrow, but the Wednesday in 1 week's time. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. I don't know when it's going to be uploaded, but we'll be coming up on Wednesday in ACC with the 3D Speed GT3 series. Not too late to get involved in that if you're looking for some GT3 action. Miroslav Krejci doing quite well in that Alfa Romeo. 4th place at the moment for the Czech driver. The podium is in reach right ahead of him. Then is Gaston Lecurzi, who holds 3rd place. Kilman and Johnson, pretty safe right now. Not really much going on for the top 2. I haven't really seen much of them at all. Steve Davidson on the tail of Trevillato and Van der Vaart, trying to get up into the top 10 as well. Somebody moving very slowly there. That appears to be OTL Stone Stig, getting overtaken by both Van der Vaart and Trevillato. Not sure what was up with that. Maybe serving a slowdown penalty? Or maybe having a moment. I don't know. It was a fairly long slowdown penalty, if so. Costing him 2 positions and dropping him from the top 10 to just outside of it in 11th place. In the background, Moncada has gotten past Davidson up into 12th place. Might yet get a top 10 for his second row qualifying effort. Slowdown penalty for Gaston Lecurzi allows Miroslav Krejci to get through, as Lecurzi and Krejci both go very off and into the wall. What happened there? That was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And suddenly, out of nowhere, Federico Vaz is on the podium. Somebody stranded there, one of the Alfa Romeos. As Fox Ash hangs on against Damiano Mara, pardon me. I'm honestly not sure what to make of that Lecurzi and Krejci moment. They're both still running, but they are dropping through the order down to 6th and 8th at the moment. Kaschuk up to 4th. Giuliano Van Volvedi also through. Stadnik up into 6th place now. I assume Jasper Van der Vaart, Trevillato, OTL Stone Stig. Oh, Zachary Wolf has been ghosted into another dimension, unfortunately, and that puts us down to 18 cars on the lead lap. OTL Stone Stig battling with Trevillato and Van der Vaart. Trevillato is through in the Alfa Romeo, getting jostled a little bit by Van der Vaart. See if OTL Stone Stig, who was running in 9th place, can get a little bit higher up and back into that top 10. And also, probably more importantly, he needs to get a shield from Moncada's Honda that's coming on. Very strong there, back in 12th place. We're down to the last 3 minutes of the race here. OTL Stone Stig looking to make the move against, that is, couldn't remember who was there for a second, but it's Jasper Van der Vaart in the Hyundai. The very old school Hyundai, the white sponsorship. And it is going to be 9th place for OTL Stone Stig. Back into the top 10. As someone falling back through the order, it would appear, because that's a spot they gained. And OTL Stone Stig wasting no time getting past Trevillato as well. You know who it might be. I'm not seeing where Gaston Lecurzi, there he is. Lecurzi has fallen all the way back to 18th place. So his race has gone from podium to complete bust in record time. OTL Stone Stig moving into 8th place. Oh! Trevillato goes for a little bit of a spin. Moncada's in there, as well as Jasper Van der Vaart trying to get through. Miroslav Krejci might be easy pickings as well. We saw him hit the wall. He's got a 5.5 second gap back to Stone Stig. Probably another lap to go. Trevillato off the track again. Going to lose a spot there to Davidson, as well as Brett Bowman. Drops him down the order to 13th now. It's been a very sloppy day for Ivandro Trevillato, who has had a hard time staying on the track for much of this race. Krejci overtaking Giuliano Van Volvedi. I don't Even no, he's falling way down. Giuliano tumbling down the order. I wonder if he's back. Oh, that might be him right there. No, he's in a Volkswagen. So that is not him. Somebody in an Alfa Romeo parked at the side of the road. Not sure what's going on, but Federico Vaz suddenly has himself a podium if he can hang on against Magic Kazchuk for the remainder of this lap as they go through Tosa and head into Piratella. Shutting the door there, Vaz against Kazchuk once again. Looking to hang on. Giuliano dropping through the field. So something major happened to him. Drive through. Speaking of the pit lane. So he had pitted and has now made it worse by picking up a drive-through penalty. I don't know if that'll actually drop him. Well, it'll probably lose him a spot to DeMaio. But that probably, to be honest, will be about it. Checkered flag is out, so next time across the finish line is the end for anyone's race. Magic Kazchuk still looking for a way onto the podium against Federico Vaz. Vaz hanging on. Gets nudged. That's a little bit of dirty pool, I think, from Kazchuk with a bump and pass. I'm not sure what the stewarding is on this particular series. And down the inside comes back at him. It is Federico Vaz side by side at the finish line. Can he get it? Will it be the Hyundai or will it be the Lincoln Co.? It is Vaz taking third place. Fantastic battle at the end there ahead of Magic Kazchuk. But this day belongs to Kilman and Johnson. Dominant display by both of them. Stadnik coming home in fourth place ahead of Miroslav Krejci, who does get sixth despite losing his front end. Moncada, Vander Vaart, Davidson, OTL Stone Stig rounding off the top 10. So an action-packed, but a little bit carnage-filled race. We'll see how race 2 goes. As the last couple finish up, one of the brave Peugeot drivers, Marco De Maio, coming home. Not sure who that is moving very slowly in front of him. Apparently it is Giuliano. Oh, I don't think that really much matters for Giuliano, who was facing a drive-through penalty anyways. I think he knew he was going to get overtaken by both De Maio, anyways. Yeah. Interesting. Foxash picked up a 30-second penalty. Not too sure what that is for. Giuliano also doesn't appear to have picked up much of a penalty there, but he was a lap up on Gaston Lecurzi, so no doubt that I don't think it would have particularly mattered from a results standpoint. I'll leave you here with the warm up as I pick up a refill of the beverage. I am quite parched after the action-packed race 1, and we'll be ready for race 2 here. I've returned, and it's good to see that the Hell car, Tilitachi car, is actually present. I don't think we saw it the entire race. I think bizarrely, the Honda Civics have not proved to be terribly popular in WTCR events that I've covered, which is a bit weird because they've done very, very well in real life, and I think have some of the more interesting liveries. So, it is a bit weird, but obviously everyone has their own personal preferences. Is the Hong Kong-based KCMG team running the car for Tilitashi, the Hell Energy Drink branding. Again, not sure if we're dealing with a reverse grid of any kind here, but we'll try to keep our eyes open for it. Talk a little bit about the brands here. I think we've seen most of them, but you've got Alfa Romeo, of course, Lincoln Co., Hyundai, Honda, Peugeot, Renault, Cupra available, which is, of course, the Seat Performance Division. So only 18 cars here for race number 2. Ramon City starting on pole position. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not sure what the reverse grid here is here because City finished like 15th place. Anyways, we're off. I'm not sure what the rules are, but Steve Davidson definitely got off to a very good start there. In the black Renault, going side by side with OTL Stone Stig for second place. One of the Lincoln Co's is in the barrier. And bouncing back, I'm not sure who that is, but it appears to be... Oh no, it's Magic Kazchuk, who had that great battle for third place in race number 1. And the front of the car is gone. Ramon Cinti taking advantage of the start, and he's out front ahead of OTL Stone Stig and Steve Davidson. Stadnick is up to 4th. He might be a danger man. He was very, very efficient in race number 1. I believe came in something like 6th place or 5th place. So it would not be surprising to see him make a run now that he's in 4th. Jasper van der Vaart, the Brazilians Frederico Vaz, and Ivandro Trevoledo, race 1 leader. I don't know your first name, sorry, Kilman. And then Dennis Johnson and Damiano Mara, your top 10 at the moment. Farkash, Kersey, Van Volveda, Bowman, DeMaio, Maglioli, Costa, and of course this man, Magic Kazchuk, who is in for an absolutely miserable day. He's left with the choice of going into the pits to fix the car and hope for the best, but that's going to put him way down. There is the Come To You Audi of Dennis Johnson, second place in race 1, battling it out with race 1 winner, Kilman. Again, apologies, it starts with a P, but I don't know your first name. Frederico Vaz getting forceful with Stadnick. He might also be a danger man at this point. Podium finisher in race 1, up to 4th place already. We'll see what he can do. Noticing we're missing Krejci, which is disappointing. He brought that car home surprisingly well in the early going in race number 1, despite meeting a wall. Stadnick looking to make a move, but he needs to think about perhaps defending against Kilman, who was on the attack as well in the Cupra. They're up to 6th and 7th, by the way, Johnson and Kilman, having disposed of Trivoledo, who is down to 8th place, ahead of Van der Vaart, who's also fallen, Mara, Fox Ash, and then the rest. City still leading from Stone Stig. There is Dennis Johnson looking to get past Kilman. Evandro Trivoledo in there as well. And ahead of them is Stadnick, who picks up a slow down penalty and gives the run and the position to race 1 winner, Kilman, now up into 5th place. Dennis Johnson will look to follow him through. Philip Kilman, there's the answer. And further back, it looks like Evandro Trivaledo is looking to make a move as well. Magic Kazchuk appears to have continued without the pit stop option. So he's going to try and drag the highly damaged car home. Already 7 seconds off the back of Ricardo Costa. Wojciech Statnik. I don't know. I've never seen that first name. I apologize. I have considerable experience with many naming conventions from my days as a race fan as well as an MMA fan. There's a nudge there for Steve Davidson from Federico Vaz, as if to say, "Hurry up! We got trouble coming in the form of Philip Kilman, and the trees block our view of the overtake of Davidson, who loses out big time. He's down to 13th place." So Steve Davidson is off in the sand trap. Let's see if we can see if he's got any damage. Rejoins in 17th place, only ahead of Magic Kazchuk. That is a problem. Dennis Johnson into 5th place. Kilman's also off the track, it appears. Kilman down to 16th. So that is a big thing. Brett Bowman off the track as well. And surprisingly enough, Magic Kazchuk mixing it up with the likes of Bowman, Davidson, Kilman, and Costa, he might actually be able to pull off a decent result here. As a slowdown penalty for race leader Ramon Cinti comes into play. I'm sure that is music to OTL Stone Stig and Federico Vaz's ears. So they are all over the back of him. And there is the pressure you're looking at here on the lead up to Ravassa. The Hyundai under pressure from the Cupra. And indeed, OTL Stone Stig going for the lead. He's got it, and City tried to defend and ended up just costing himself, sending himself off the track. Oh no. He's going to fall pretty much towards the back. Guys, there's a chance for a big result here. Some of the fastest guys have had moments. OTL Stone Stig having problems, losing the lead to Federico Vaz. Also in the mix is still Stadnik. My lord. This race has been crazy. And we're only 7 minutes, we're only like 6 minutes into it. We're 1/5 of the way done. It's insanity. Brett Bowman with a slowdown penalty. So it's now, I'm tempted to give a recap of the positions, but they might change. Oh, somebody way off at Villeneuve. I saw someone disappear behind the the catching fence. It's Vandervaart, I think. He is falling like a stone. So Vaz, Stone Stig, Stadnik, Johnson, and Trivaledo. That's this top 5 group that's trying to sort things out, and honestly would be better off just driving. Guys, fighting for position right now is just letting other people get into this. Make it a 5-horse race at the front. And guarantee yourself a top 5 right now. That's what I think I'd be doing. But anyways, maybe that's why I'm not a super fast driver. OTL Stone Stig running behind the race leader. Federico Vaz, Stadnik, Johnson, Trivaledo, that top 5 group. Then it's Volvelde, Fox Ash, City, Lecurzi, and Vandervaart, who have all had interesting days, rounding off the top 5. Kilman's already up to 11th, so he's cutting his way through again. At Amara, Maglioli, DeMaio, Costa, Davidson, Kazchuk, and Bowman is way off the back. We're approaching. We might honestly be seeing him get lapped in the near future, unless he is. Could also be that he may actually be in the pits right now. It's a possibility. Magic Kazchuk still surging on without any front end, as Stone Stig getting just shuffled back here. Stadnik and Johnson have gotten past him this lap, up into 2nd and 3rd place. Stone Stake just looks like he's absolutely the last of the late breakers from what I've seen. And it's leading to just inconsistency because every so often he's just pushing that too far into the braking zone and losing out on it. And now he's got to deal with Evandro Trivellato, who he saw a lot of in race 1 in behind him. Trivellato looks a lot more stable this race, so that's good to see. Wouldn't be surprised if Giuliano and Arthur Fox Ash were to catch up, or Aish, I suppose. Dennis Johnson in third for the Come to You Racing Audi crew. So see if he can make up ground. Second place in race 1 behind Philip Kilman, who is back at 11th right now. Head up to Ravassa. This is the back man of this top 5 group. Oh, somebody is off. That is Stadnik in the Lincoln Co. So he'll slip back to the back of the pack. This lead pack, I should state, as well. No, you know what? It's becoming a 6-car pack because the Volkswagen of Giuliano Van Volvelde is right there now. So that's interesting. In the meantime, huge battle going on here. Philip Kilman involved in this, the race 1 winner. This includes Arthur Fox Ash, Ramon Cinti as well as a number of others. Van der Vaart, Gaston Lecurzi. Oh, big sideways moment there for Van der Vaart. In the meantime, at the front, Dennis Johnson, Federico Vaz, podium finishers in race 1, battling it out for the win here in race number 2. OTL Stone Stig behind them with Trivellato and Stadnik. And then it is Giuliano Van Volvelde, and then it was that mess that we saw before, which is now led by Philip Kilman, who's at the front with Jasper Van der Vaart, Arthur Fox Ash, Ramon Cinti, and Gaston Lecurzi, 7th through to 11th. And not too far behind that, it's Damiano Mara and Raimundo Magliolo. And then it's back to DeMaio, Davidson, Costa, Kaschuk. Looks like we've lost Brett Bowman from the race. Federico Vaz leading the way for the BRC Hyundai and Lukoil Racing Team liveried Hyundai. Dennis Johnson in the Audi in behind. Battle going on further back between Trivellato and Stadnik over 4th place. See if Stadnik can get through there. Not yet. Cast your eyes down to the gap that Philip Kilman has to this group. It's currently 5.2 seconds. We'll see if that closes quite rapidly, because he dominated proceedings in race 1. It would not be surprising to see him catch up to this group. Dennis Johnson going for the lead, but held off for the time being by Federico Vaz. Out of Villeneuve and into Tosa. And again, Stadnik looking for a move as well, and this is opening up OTL Stone Stig to chase down the 2 leaders and make this a 3-way fight for the lead once again. Approaching the halfway mark here. About 17 and a half minutes to go in this 30-minute affair. Lots of slowdowns coming down. Track limit abuse, of course, high here. We said, I believe I said that at the beginning of race 1, that we would probably see a fair bit of it. Battle for the lead continues. Checking back, Kilman's closed the gap to 3.6 seconds over about 1 lap. So he's closing at about a rate of about 1.5 seconds a lap, possibly even more than that. But let's say 1.5 seconds. Within 3 laps, he'll be fighting for a top 5 spot, I think. And Dennis Johnson, Federico Vaz, and OTL Stone Stig need to get away while the getting's good, to avoid being hunted down by Kilman. But they're going to keep battling for the lead, and you can't blame them. Racer's instinct is this is a battle for first place. I should be trying to get that, but the awareness that something big, bad, and awful is coming behind them needs to dawn on them a little bit here. That Philip Kilman has been an absolute executioner around this Imola circuit. And the gap is already down to 2 seconds. As I was saying, that it's down over a second from what we were talking about before. 1.8 now. Wow. It is closing incredibly quickly. And the first man who will probably be a victim of it is Giuliano Van Volvelde, who is being hunted down by Kilman at 1.3 seconds, as well as the car ahead of him of Ivandro Trivoleto. As Raimondo Magliolo gets a little bit wide there at Piratella and picks up a track limit abuse warning. Battling with Arthur Foxache and also with Damiano Mara over the last top 10 spot. Every time I watch OTL Stone State get on the brakes, I'm very worried. Like, it's all very hard braking from him. And it does feel like it is going to be a massive problem. And Kilman's here. Kilman has arrived. All over the back end of Van Volvelde as well as Trivoleto right now. Kilman had a collision with Steve Davidson, it seemed, at Villeneuve that put them further back. And that is a spot already claimed. Trivoleto is next. And I wouldn't be surprised if he handles that before the end of this lap. I mean, we're very early in the lap. That was just Villeneuve that we went through. OTL Stone Stig on the outside of Dennis Johnson. Turns in on him. Straightens the car and manages to hang on to second place. But again, I can't help but say that this is actually a really bad idea, given Kilman's progress through the field. As Kilman, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him move into the top 5 very shortly. In fact, I'd love to get a camera on him. Because I smell an overtake coming. All over the back of Ivandro Trivoleto right now. There it is. Does cut the track, though, to get it done. Might give Trivoleto somewhat of a comeback attempt. Nothing yet. OTL Stone Stig, Gaston Lecurzi both getting track limit abuse warnings and penalties. And Kilman just leaving these two for dead. Next on his list is Stadnik. Because even Dennis Johnson and Federico Vaz, who finished second and third, really didn't have anything to threaten Kilman with in race 1. It would not be surprising if he takes all 4 of these cars. He's got time. And maybe Vaz can get away because it looks like he's pretty clear right now. All he needs to do is get his head down and put some good laps in. While OTL Stone Stig and Dennis Johnson continue to battle. And hopefully Stadnik can hold up Kilman for a bit. But I gotta touch on this. Magic Kaschuk's still only about 2.4 seconds off the pack, in the form of Raymond City, which is amazing because he's been racing this entire time with no front end, losing it very, very early in the race. I also say Gaston Lecurzi might be a concern for people. Definitely had some pace in race 1. Had some things go against him. He's up to 9th place now, trying to track down Jasper van der Vaart. Johnson has gotten past OTL Stone Stig. I think we've lost Trivaledo, or there is some kind of ping connection going on as he is falling backwards. That's unfortunate. He was running quite well. It looks like he is. Looks like we've lost him from the proceedings. He'll join Brett Bowman on the spectator stand at this point. Dennis Johnson running in 2nd place once again, 1.4 off of the lead of Federico Vaz. Kilman is still not past Stadnik, but is down to 0.3 of a second. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see it happen relatively soonly. He's shown, number one, that he has an amazing pace advantage over the field, but number two, that he's been able to calmly pick and dissect his way through the field now twice on the come-ups. Gaston Lecurzi looking to get past Damiano Mara. Mara's gotten past him at some point, possibly due to a slowdown penalty that we saw. Somebody off the track there. It's OTL Stone Stig, I think. Damiano Mara does cede the spot to Gaston Lecurzi. Well, concede might have been... Oh, Mara! I don't know about that one. That was a little bit ugly. Felt like Mara was maybe forcing something that just wasn't really on there. Kilman getting a slowdown penalty. Interesting. He's up to 4th place. Having overtaken OTL Stone Stig, who's fallen back to 5th place. It was him that caught the track then. And Kilman moving on to the podium as he dispels Stadnik of any notions of a top 3 for the time being. So we have the podium from last race. It is just in reverse order right now. Vaz, Johnson, and Kilman. Stadnik, Stone Stig, Van Volvelde, Van der Vaart, Bakash, Davidson, Lecurzi, and it's Maglioli, DeMaio, Costa, Mara, City, and Kaschuk. We've lost Trivaleto and Brett Bowman from the festivities. A little under 9 minutes to go. Someone leaving a ton of braking smoke there. Not sure whom. Based on position, it should have been Dennis Johnson. But not sure. Drive-through penalty. Ignoring slowdown warnings for Philip Kilman. Maybe I was far too praising in my assessment of Philip Kilman, because it looks like he's been cutting the track and not serving the slowdown warnings, and now will have to pay with a drive-through penalty. We'll see what that means. It's going to drop him quite a ways back. This is still a relatively tightly packed field. The largest gap is only 8.4 seconds between cars as Maglioli back to Costa. So we'll see. That has changed the complexion here considerably, particularly for this man, Wojciech Stadnik, who's going to be back up onto the podium as a result. Wonder if Kilman's community uses the slowdown penalties. Perhaps some confusion. I don't think we saw a slowdown penalty for track limits, although something did add 30 seconds of time to Arthur Faktish his time. Not sure about this move by Kilman to stay out and keep working it. I mean, he's going to be battling with Dennis Johnson, which is going to cost him time unless he can get the job done very, very quickly. And that's only going to hurt him realistically. Mind you, as I say that, He just absolutely blows Johnson away and takes second place, apparently. So, you know, color me an idiot. Maybe he plans to just take the 30-second penalty. Been so long since I did anything with RaceRoom that I'm not sure if there's a timetable for the penalty. Is OTL Stone Stig under pressure from Giuliano Volaveldi? I still don't know why I have such a hard time with that name, but I do. I apologize. Everything else is kind of settling down here, although there is a battle between DeMaio and City for 13th going on. Anything behind this doesn't look a little bit settled. Kilman's already pulled out to a 1.6 second lead over Dennis Johnson. But again, with that drive-through penalty staring over his head, he has to get very far up as he overtakes Federico Vaz for the race lead. Does he go in to serve it now? Nope. Staying out. Does he know that he has a drive-through penalty? I don't even know. Federico Vaz picking up a slowdown penalty. I'm surprised that that's the driver name on that car is Augusto Farfus, of course, who is a longtime BMW driver. So it's a bit surprising to see him involved in the WTCR with the Hyundai program. I was unaware of that. Been watching WTCR a little bit, but not super closely. So that's might have to do some digging into that to expand my race nerd cred on the matter. So Philip Kilman in the lead, but I am pretty sure that we saw a drive-through penalty for Kilman come up. Does he serve it? Oh, I think Voss went off in the background. This is the Peugeot getting very dynamic there from DeMaio. Yeah, Voss did go off. Johnson's through, as well as Stadnik. And oh no, he is in trouble. Oh, questionable rejoin. Jesper Vandervaart, though, avoids any contact, so no harm, no foul. Steve Davidson on the tail of Arthur Foxache for 8th place. Gaston Lecurzi, who was running in 3rd for most of race 1, is in 10th. TL Stone Stig getting a slowdown penalty, as well as a number of other drivers. All right, Philip Kilman is in to serve the drive-through. Got into the lead. See where he comes out. Looks like it'll be somewhere in the vicinity of Davidson and Foxache, who are battling hard. Or is he already out of the pits? Okay, losing a spot to Van Volveldi. Where is he? We're looking for Kilman, who's down to 5th place. So far, looks like he has rejoined. So looks like the drive-through. Oh no! Speeding in the pit lane. I was gonna say that drive-through penalty seemed way too fast. That I was expecting a much larger drop than from 1st to 5th, and he gets another one for speeding in the pit lane. Philip Kilman, what are you doing? Insanity. Didn't see a track limit abuse there from Steve Davidson. So the warning does pop up. 3-way battle for 8th place between him, Foxache, and Lecurzi. See how that goes. So 2 minutes to go. Kilman's going to either have to take a penalty, time penalty, or serve another drive-through. He would have to serve the drive-through this time around, or accept the time penalty. And the time penalty, which I believe is 30 seconds, would put him easily behind Vaz, Van der Vaart, Falkesh, Davidson. It's going to put him very far down because there's not very large gaps going on here. Davidson getting bullied, but also bullying Falkesh back. Gets the spot. I'm not sure how the stewards are going to look at that one for, honestly, both drivers. Sultan Zabo's Zengo Motorsports livery coming up behind him in the hands of Gaston Lecurzi. Got another cut there without cutting. It might be just delayed. So Kilman appears to be in the pits serving the penalty again. And everyone is moving on past him. He's going to come out very near the back. Lecurzi trying to get past Steve Davidson. This is now for 7th place. Fairly big result. And he gets it. Little nudge, though. Holds it on, heading into Tamburello. Good work. Looks like Kilman maybe has come out in 10th place. That gap is still growing. He might not... okay, it looks like he is out of the pits in 10th. So, not terrible. And he did not get another drive-through this time. I thought he would drop down out of the top 10, but it appears not to be the case. Although Mara now has a big gap, so I'm wondering if there was maybe an incident for Mara and some other people. As Gaston Lecurzi has disappeared from the track and has been positioned at the back of the pack. So Davidson, the pressure off, although I don't know what the stewarding is like, but that driving between him and Fox Ash wasn't very good. We'll put it that way. Wouldn't surprise me to say maybe Kilman get promoted past both of them, depending on what the standards are. I don't know what the stewarding is like in this series. So we're coming down to the end here. Dennis Johnson, Stadnik, and Giuliano Van Velde, kind of out of nowhere, as OTL Stone Stig once again goes off the track. Seriously, if OTL Stone Stig watches this, my friend, you need to expand your braking zones, because this last of the late breaker style that you got, don't get me wrong, it's giving you speed, but it is not giving you any form of consistency. As looks like Stone Stig was held off there at the line by Jasper Van der Vaart for 5th place. As wrap it up here. Dennis Johnson, your winner from Wojciech Stadnik. Giuliano Van Velde, who I was saying before, came out of kind of nowhere to take a podium here. Frederico Vaz, Jesper Van der Vaart, OTL Stone Stig, Steve Davidson, Arthur Fox Ash, Philip Kilman, and Damiano Mara, your top 10. There is the man who lost his front end early. I mean, he finished last, but you know what? The pace wasn't terrible from Magic Kaschuk, although his best lap was only at 156, so I suspect his position was a little bit more the product of infighting from everyone else. Number of non-participants. But Dennis Johnson, your winner. Kilman does get the fastest lap of a 151.7, which is a good second more, but taking a pair of drive-through penalties, don't really know how else to explain it. Kilman needs to just clean things up, honestly. I'll have a look at the let's have a look at the standings here. See if I can maybe figure out who's going on from this group. Looks like Dennis Johnson, whoever Rosimek is. I'm assuming that's Stadnik.